A very good morning to everyone. It's my pleasure to be here in ICSTEM 2021 to present my actual research entitled Implementation of Peer Coaching in Enhancing Special Needs Students' Performance in Hairstyling through YouTube. I am Hemarani Munsami from SMPK Vocational Indapura, Kulai, Johor. As a vocational teacher in hairstyling course under Malaysian Skills Certificate Level 2, which aim to teach the students the fundamental theories and skills into advanced and intensive hands-on practical. It was challenging to deliver the lesson in a traditional way that relies on meta description and demonstration in conveying vocational information verbally and abstractly to the special needs students through one-way communication. The background of problem are students more passive, lack of engage and poor performance. This situation will be cause the students to feel bored, then exhibit cognitive stress due to lack of visual-based learning and make it difficult for them to follow instruction. After the observation, I initially jumped to the conclusion that I need to rethink my whole approach to increase deep engagement among students. So I came to introduce peer coaching in hairstyling through YouTube for my students. Why peer coaching and YouTube for special needs students? This is due to no studies conducted on the implementation of peer coaching by using YouTube in learning hairstyling among learning disability students in Malaysia. By considering the research problem and the research gap, this study aims to investigate the significant difference in hairstyling performance in the aspect of work process, outcome, and attitude after the implementation of peer coaching by using YouTube among learning disability students. Previous studies reported that most vocational special education schools teach skill based on hands-on and theoretical practice and not much in adoption in student-centered with technology-based learning. This situation causes difficulty among learning disability students to visualize to learn skills effectively. Learning disability is a neurological problem that causes difficulties in academic and non-academic activities caused by several different factors. Due to this, students with learning disability will lose confidence and avoid in learning new tasks, difficulties in understanding and following instruction. They are also facing short attention span and being easily distracted. According to Jabatan Kebajikan Malaysia, there are 203,765 people registered as a learning disabilities in 2020. Peer coaching is a systematic strategy by using an observation cycle related to the collaboration to encourage student-centered learning. It will increase confidence, enhance belief, developing networks, greater commitment, trying new things, and enhance motivation, and also encourage lifelong learning among students. YouTube is the second largest engine next to the Google. People are upload more than 100 hours video per minute into YouTube. Many researchers use YouTube proof that it helps students to be more productive, creative, and innovative. YouTube also shares understanding of meaningful knowledge between the students and the teachers and becomes revolution change in education. A pre-test and post-test were conducted involving single group of 9 learning disability students who are taking hair study course. Performance test was used to investigate work process, outcome, and attitude. All data was analyzed using Wilkerson tests. After went through several journals, finally, teacher came out with the structure of peer coaching. There are 3 selecting coach such as appropriate activities, managing behavior, and helping students compensate for their weakness. Firstly, selecting the coach based on observation and interview, then guiding coach step by step to build confidence. Use active exploration involving discussion and activities. Provide open-ended challenges requiring divergent thinking, especially in small group setting. Here, teacher will considering students' preferred learning styles, interests, and strengths. Secondly, encourage students to assume responsibilities. This is to enhance motivation in pair activities so that the less desirable task precedes a preferred task. Provide clear instruction and information on students' expectation. Teacher use environmental setting as cues for desired behavior. Guide students on how to coach other students by using YouTube. Thirdly, pair up the students whose strengths are complementary and find sources of information from YouTube that are appropriate for students. Then, make the coach aware of individual strengths and weaknesses. Teacher as a facilitator encourages students to choose tasks that rely on strengths rather than magnify weaknesses. Teacher also provide an appropriate escape route where they can drop out with integrity. Results shown that students' performance by implementation of peer coaching by using YouTube reveal a significant difference in work process outcome and attitude. This implies that the students take more responsibility toward managing their own learning. Moreover, student involvement in the learning process in the form of a peer coaching creates a sense of internal responsibility towards their work. The implementation of peer coaching attempts to facilitate connection among students and their engagement in the skill to reduce student stress to improve their learning. These results also show that the students take responsibility toward developing their own sense of control over their learning achievement and encourages a sense of ownership of the process. Based on the results, this research suggests that peer coaching supports students in leadership development too. Peer coaching also has a structure for interactions which support students when they work in teamwork to share progress towards their individual goals and engage in give and take feedback. By implementing peer coaching support with YouTube, student-centered learning became a natural process and facilitates opportunity to bridge the gap in skills and achievement. As a conclusion, the number of studies related to peer coaching through YouTube in the vocational education among learning disability students is still not adequately addressed in Malaysia. In addition, the effectiveness of peer coaching through YouTube can be studied to determine its strengths and weaknesses, especially in vocational education for learning disability students. It is also synergistic with the other 21st century skills, serving as an authentic goal of communication and enhancing critical thinking and creativity. The findings of this study could also serve as a guide to the Ministry of Education, to the Teacher Training Division to encourage all vocational teachers to implement peer coaching through YouTube in developing skills like problem-solving skills, making real-world connection, and using multiple representations among learning disability students. That's all from me. Thank you.